What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. In this one, I am going to be teaching you how to publish your own book on Amazon KDP. That stands for Kindle Direct Publishing. All right, so KDP on Amazon has been one of the coolest things that my family has ever done. And my dad has been writing stories for my nephew. He started when he was in first grade. Now he's in second grade, and he's just continuing to write more and more difficult to read stories as he continues to increase his reading skills, right? And so it's just been super cool to have hard copy books that have been written specifically for my nephew by my dad. And I just want to share the process with you because it's not super intuitive and there's a lot of nuance that goes into it, but I think it's something that would be really cool for every family to have. And I think there's a lot of you guys out there that would love to write stories for the grandkids and the nephews and the nieces and your own kids. And so I just want to share that with you. So we're going to hop into the computer, but before that, make sure you consider subscribing, hitting the like button, the notification bell, all that good stuff. It really helps the channel out, and I really appreciate you being here. And without further ado, let's get into it. All right. So first thing you're going to do, I'm already here, but you're going to go to kdp.amazon.com. So again, KDP stands for Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP. Okay. You're going to go there and you're going to log in with your Amazon account. So one requirement of this is that you have an Amazon account. They're free to create. You don't have to be a Prime member. You just have to have an Amazon account. So make one of those if you don't have one, and then just log in with it, and you'll come into this screen. This is your dashboard. All right. So you can see at the top it says create, manage, publish. So those are basically all the steps that we're gonna do. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna hit this big yellow create button. Okay. Now you're gonna have some different options as to what kind of book you want to create. So you can do a Kindle ebook, a paperback, a hardcover, whatever a Kindle Vella is, and a series. For the purposes of this demonstration, and the only one I have experience with is the paperback. So we're gonna click on create paperback. All right. Oh, so I gotta log in, do that. Yeah. All right, cool. So now we're about to be in where we make our book. So you'll see up here we have paperback details, paperback content, paperback rights, and pricing. So those are the 3 steps that we're going to go through in this video right now. And I'll have you on your way to publishing your own book real quick. So language, English, unless it's a different language. Book title, we're just going to put sample book title. Okay, so obviously you name it whatever you want, and if it has a subtitle, go ahead and put it here, but that is optional. Okay, series, if you're planning to write a series that has, like, if it's Harry Potter 1, Harry Potter 2, Harry Potter 3, then you can add your series details here. But for purposes of today's video, we're not going to do that. Same with edition number. If there's an edition number in the book that you're writing, go ahead and add it here. Author, got to make sure everybody gets their credit. So today I'm the author. So I'm just going to put my first and last name. All right. Contributors, my dad has a friend who's been illustrating our book, so we give her credit. I'm just going to put my name again just for purposes, demonstration purposes. Illustrator, okay? And if you have more contributors, you just add another, and you can choose from the drop-down menu. And then you write a description. So whatever you want to put here is what's going to show up on the Amazon listing. So that's another cool thing that you might not know yet, is that when we publish, your book is literally an Amazon listing that you can get like 2-day shipping on, and people can buy, right? So I'm just going to write, this is my description, just so we can have something and the software won't yell at me. Publishing rights, as long as you wrote it, I believe you own the copyright, and don't quote me on that. I am not a lawyer, okay? But I'm pretty sure it's not public domain work. All right, keywords. This just kind of helps with like searchability, and you don't have to do them, but if you're writing a kid's book, you can put kid's book. If it's about dinosaurs, you can put dinosaur. Stuff like that, okay? You're going to go into categories, and we'll pretend we're writing a kid's book. So we can go into like fiction and, well, I don't know, maybe we'll just call it fiction and just hit save. Or we'll just skip that, okay? And adult content, I imagine our books are not having adult content. So save and continue. Oh, it really wants a category. We're going to go fiction, general. All right, now we're going to hit save. And then now we can go to save and continue. So after we get to the second page, we will now run through the paperback content portion of this book. So this part on Amazon's website, the KDP website, is relatively straightforward. It's once we get into actually making the book that gets a little more nuanced and more fun too. So first section says print ISBN. So if you've ever noticed, if you're a student, you definitely know this, but books that are published have ISBN numbers, which just makes them unique and says that this is a published book. With Amazon KDP, they give you a free one. So you're just going to click assign me a free KDP ISBN. You click assign, and then it'll load, and now your book has been assigned a free ISBN. It's independently published, and here's the number. Okay. So the next one, publication date. I just leave this blank because it says when you publish it on Amazon, that's the date that they will use. So that's cool. Okay, print options. I am a fan of premium color interior with white paper. I've done standard color interior with white paper, and I've never done black and white. Premium color comes out the best, as you would expect, in my opinion. So we're gonna do that for our example. And then trim size. So I've been in here a bunch, and so it automatically chose the 6x9 inch because that's the size book that I like to make. But you have so many different options as to what size you want to make, okay? And I guess you can self-define your own trim size. So today we're going to go 6x9. That's just kind of like the standard book size. Bleed settings, I just leave this. I don't really know. I've never been affected by the bleed setting, so I leave that. And then I prefer the matte finish on the cover. Okay, if you want a glossy, more shiny finish, then you can click on glossy, but we're just going to leave it at matte, which is funny because that's my name. So now these two sections are where the fun starts. So the manuscript and the book cover, okay? The manuscript is it's basically the book, okay? And we don't make the manuscript in KDP, we make it outside of it. And then we upload, as you can see, the paperback manuscript, okay? So the first important thing to know about this is that you can't just open a Word document. You must use a template, okay? The templates are specifically formatted for these books, and I will elaborate more once we get into it, why it's important to use a KDP template. So this link right here, we're going to click on download a KDP template. Okay, so this is for the manuscript. This is not the cover yet. And then you're going to click on choose a template. So now it says here the most common trim size, for paperbacks is 6x9, and which is what we're going to do. And so you have two options here. Excuse me. You can either download blank templates or templates with sample content. I prefer sample content templates, just because you can see what it's kind of going to look like without having to type your book yet. The blank template is just literally a white page that doesn't look like anything, but it has all the formatting stuff done already, but you can't see it. So we're going to download templates with sample content. So we're going to do that. We're going to hit save. And then now we're going to open our templates. So you're going to click on that downloaded folder, and now here's all the different template folders that they give you. So obviously we're doing it in English, so we click on English, and then now you have all the different trim sizes as your options. So you find the one that you chose. So we chose 6x9. All right, and now first nuance is that these are docx. That means they will open in Microsoft Word. I do not like making these books in Microsoft Word at all, okay? It's just clunky, and you want to move words down below and then everything else is affected, and you want to move the picture, and it's a mess. Okay, so what I do, I right click on these, and this assumes that you're on a Mac. Okay, this assumes that you're on a Mac. You right click on it and you hit open with Pages. If you have a Mac, then you have Pages, and if you don't, it's free to download. But I open it with Pages because Pages is just more user-friendly and easier to get all the stuff to go where you want it. But so here's the book, and this is, you can see the sample content. It just says insert chapter 1 text here. But as you scroll all the way down, you just have, this is what your book will look like if you were to just type it out. So here is where you do everything about the book, the inside of the book. Okay, whatever this document looks like is what your book will look like when you publish it. So if there's something wrong in this document when you save it, you have to come back into this document and then re-upload it. Okay, so as we go on, I'll continue elaborating, but so you can see here it says book title, author name, copyright, dedication, contents, acknowledgments, right? So these are not all supposed to be on the same page. And so the first step that we have to do is just make sure that all this information gets on the right respective pages. So book title obviously is here. Author name can stay here, but I like to put it a little lower. Okay, and then copyright goes at the bottom of the next page. So I'm just hitting enter a bunch of times. You can see, too far, that copyright is at the bottom now of that page. And then we'll put dedication kind of in the middle of this one. And again, I'm just hitting enter. And then contents. So traditionally, I think contents goes on the right side of the book. And I know for a fact that the page that contents is on at the moment is the left side. So I'm going to continue hitting enter to get it on the right side. Acknowledgements, I don't really know why acknowledgements is here, but we can leave it just for the sake of the demonstration. And then I think, again, traditionally books start on the right side of sorry, I just spaced out. Start on the right side of the book. Okay, and so honestly, acknowledgements, this can go. And if you want to add acknowledgements later, you can. But so first, another nuanced thing is that this is the inside of the book only. Okay, so don't think that this is your outside cover. This is the first page that you will see when you open your book. Okay, so your book title will be here, your author name will be here, and whatever other information or a picture you decide to put on here, that will show up on the first page inside the book. Okay, so but this is the right side of the book. Okay, this will be on the left side. This will be on the right side, right? And so you really want to be cognizant of which side of the book are you working on at the moment, okay? Because sometimes you can have a setup in Pages where you get like, you'll have this. It's a little small, I'll make it bigger, but it'll want you to work on one page at a time. And so then you're all the way down here and you're like, well, which side of the book is this page on, right? So make sure you're able to work 2 pages side by side and make sure this is the right, so it's just easier. This is the left, this is the right, okay? So another nuance that you might notice is that let's use this one. The content is slightly shifted to the right on the right side of the page, right? So if you look at the margin here, like right here, versus this side is bigger, right? That's because when the book folds, you lose a little space in the middle, and so when the fold happens, then this will look like it's in the exact middle of where it's supposed to be. On this side, contrary, on the left side, this side is smaller, this side is bigger. Okay, that's because, again, the fold. And so when the fold happens, then you can tell it's in the middle where it needs to be. So that is why it's super, 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 super important that you use the KDP templates that they give you to download. Okay, if you don't, your text will be too close into the middle of the fold where the spine of the book is, and it's just not gonna look the way it's meant to look. Okay. So everything inside this document is how your book is gonna look. All right, so if you change the font, here, let's just select all, and if you change the font to something wild like this, okay, that's what your book will look like. All right, but then you can see that some of the text has moved because I've changed things about it. And so you just need to be cognizant, and you need to proofread and double check a bunch of times that everything is where you want it to go. Okay. And so now it's back to normal, but we're going to leave the text like that. And I'm just going to show you, if you change the color of the text, okay, it will change the color of the text when we upload it as well, or it will stay colored that way too. So we're gonna pretend that this is our book, but if you want to go and you say chapter 1 is called the baseball game, I don't know, and you write, the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog into the baseball game and then hit the ball and ran all the way home. Okay. Yeah, so that's just this. The purpose of that was just to show you, like, now you just type your story in here, okay? And if ever you want to put pictures in here, you can do that. I don't have a picture ready to go to show you, but if you had one, say on your desktop, if you had one saved, hold on, this needs to get out of the way. Okay. So you see these folders on the desktop. They're not pictures, but pretend they were. If they were, you could just take them and drag them directly in here, and they will go into the document and they will wrap themselves around the text. Pretty user friendly. Okay. And if you have questions about that, just leave me a comment down below and I will help you. I can make a video that's a little more in detail, but it's been a while. So we're going to move on to the next step. Say you're content with the way that your book looks, and now you want to save it. So you're going to save. All right. And we're just going to put KDP example so I know where to go. And then the important thing, well, okay, save it, all right? But now another important step, or else your upload will not go well, is that you need to save it as a PDF. So right now it's solely saved as a Pages document. And to save as a PDF, you go into File, Print, which I know is a little backwards, but trust me. File, Print, and this PDF drop-down menu at the bottom, you're going to click on the arrow and you're going to click on Save as PDF. Okay. And I'm just going to leave the same name. I'm going to hit Save. Okay. Ooh, that's a good point. If you notice that processing, and it was processing all the different pages, if your book is short, okay, you just need to know that there is a 24-page minimum specifically for these 6x9 paperback books, okay? If you're doing a hardcover, the page requirement is a lot higher. I forget what it was, but I didn't pursue the hardcover book because it needed to be like 70 pages or something longer. All right, so we've saved our PDF. So now we can go back to KDP, which is right here. Okay, and now we can click on Upload Paperback Manuscript. All right. So if you read this blurb, upload a manuscript of the interior content. For best results, we recommend using a formatted PDF. So that's what we did. That was that last step we did. So you click on upload, and then you find the document, which I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. Okay, this one that looks like a binder with the black bar thing, that is the PDF, and this one is grayed out, so you can't even click on it. So you click on the PDF, click on upload, and now it goes. Okay, you let it upload, and another nuance is that it says it's successful, but now it doesn't look like it's doing anything. Just trust that it is. Okay, in a few seconds or a minute or two, it will come up and it will say it's processing and it's doing all these things. All right, even though it looks like nothing. Yeah, see, there you go. Even though it looked like nothing was going on, it's still doing it, and it says processing your file, but you're never gonna know if it's like 50% of the way done or 100%. It's just kind of gonna do its thing in the background, so just let it go until I think we'll see what it says exactly when it's done. But for now, we can move on to the next step. Oh, there you go. Manuscript uploaded successfully. So that's how you know that your manuscript is good to go. Okay. So now we got to look at a cover. All right. So the easiest way I have found to do a cover is to get the correct dimensions from KDP and take it into Canva. And if you're not familiar with Canva, it's super easy to use, and I'll walk you through it in this video as well. But so you're going to click on download a KDP template again. And once that loads, you're going to have this little calculator thing, okay? So you're going to click on binding type, and we're making a paperback. And after you do this once, then you never have to do this again as long as you do the same size book, because what we're doing right now is getting the dimensions of the cover that we need to make. So interior type, we did premium color, if you remember. Paper type, white is the only option. Page turn direction, I think, is left to right. And then measurement, we're going to go in inches. Trim size is now the 6x9, so choose whatever size that you've chosen prior to this. And now once the page count, so our book had a lot of pages, just because 58 pages. So you type in that, and then you click on calculate dimensions. All right, so the number that you want is this number 1, full cover, width in inches, 12.386 inches by 9.25 inches. Okay, these numbers you're gonna take into Canva. All right, so I have Canva open here, but it's just canva.com. Okay, so in Canva, this is the home page, and you're gonna click on this create a design. Okay, all right, and so now you're gonna go down to custom size. So now here is where you put in the dimensions that we just came up with. So remind me what it was, 12.386 in the width and 9.25. 12.386 and 9.25. And so then just be aware, and you'll get this error message that right now it thinks we're talking about pixels, but really we're talking about inches. Okay, and then it changed itself, so now you gotta type it back in. But there you go. Okay, so now you create new design and you let it load. Okay, but this is the exact size of the cover that Amazon is requesting from you. Okay, so this whole document is your cover. So it's not intuitive right now, but this side is the right side, or the front of the cover. This side is going to be on the back. And so what I do, another nuance, is I put a line down the middle just to break it in half, and so I can differentiate what's going to be on the front cover and what's going to be on the back cover. So here, let me do this slower. To put a line, you go into elements and you can just type in line. Okay, and any of these works, doesn't matter. You just click on one and it inserts it into the middle of your thing. These arrows turning, that means I want to rotate it. So you click and drag, and we're just going to rotate it 90 degrees so that it's standing straight up. There we go. Okay, now this 4-arrow cursor means we can move it, and so we just want to make sure it's in the middle. There you go. All right, and now I extend it all the way down. Make sure it's still at 90 degrees. And now your cover is broken up. So this is the front, this is the back. Okay, so but then this is where it's gonna fold, right? So you can upload your own picture. You can put your own kind of text in whatever font you want. Or I'm a fan of going into templates and just typing in book cover kids, you can see. And so you can use these as kind of inspiration. And so what if we use, let's see. Okay, we'll use the Tale of Monster Falls. Okay. So if you were to upload this as your cover, you would only get, hold on. Okay, so another nuance is that this cover went on top of our line. So we can just put another line so that we can see. It's just easier to demonstrate and to see when you're doing it. 90 and 90. Okay, so now you can better envision, like, on the front cover, it's only going to have tail, NSTERLS, and then the guy's last name. So what you want to do is you just want to kind of shift over, and you can see it puts it in the middle. And you can play with the size of things. Yeah, so we're literally just gonna take this guy's cover for the purposes of the demonstration. And then you can go like that. Okay, so now this is going to be your front cover. This is gonna be your back cover. And so whatever you wanna put back here, you can leave it blank, which is what I tend to do. But so now your cover, once you like it, the way it looks, then you're done, okay? But also just remember, click on the line that you made and delete it so that doesn't get printed. All right, so now you're gonna click on the share button, you're gonna click on download, and it will go whenever it feels like it. There we go. Yeah, okay, cool. And then I guess I used images that you have to pay for, so I'm just going to download a free watermarked draft because I am not paying for this. So you let it download. Okay, and we'll just untitled design, that's fine. Hit enter, and now it downloads. Okay, so now there's your cover. So now you go back into KDP, and we're going to upload the cover now. So you can see you have use cover creator to make your own book cover. This is confusing as heck, so I opt to upload a cover you already have, print ready PDF only. So you might have noticed, but the cover that I downloaded was not a PDF because I forgot. So we're gonna go back into share on Canva, and just bear with me, the computer is getting slow because we've been recording for a while. Okay. You're gonna hit download again. Download a free watermark draft. Okay. And then wait for the box to come up. Hold on. Bear with me a second. I want Oh, here, download. Okay, file type. It suggests PNG, but we need a PDF print. Okay, I think standard will work, but let's do a PDF print. So you download that one. That's what we'll upload to KDP. All right. So now we hit enter, and then it opens. But now we go back to KDP, which is in here, and we click on this button to say that we're gonna upload a cover you already have. Upload your cover file, and then we're going to click on this PDF version. Okay, so again, it's not going to tell you that it's doing anything, but trust me, it is. All right, so save successful, and then it just kind of looks like it's not cooperating, but it is. Okay. We can talk about this real quick. Does your cover include a barcode? If you have one already for some reason, then check this box. But if not, they will put a barcode on it for you. Okay. And so now you kind of just have to wait. All right. Awesome. Okay, so now you see cover uploaded successfully. You can see that it's here, and then you can see that it added a barcode. All right. So, and that took about 45 seconds. I cut it so that you didn't have to wait, but it took about 45 seconds for that to show up. So now, launch previewer. Okay, and so this is the time where you can see exactly what it's going to look like when you upload it and when you publish it to Amazon. And there will be quality checks, and so if there's any errors, you will get red text screaming at you telling you what to fix. But yeah, so again, front of the book, back of the book, and now it's got a cool barcode that just says I'm a published author. And you click on these arrows and you just go through the book and you make sure that it's all formatted correctly, that you like the way it is, and you can see I changed the color in the Pages document, and now it's orange here, right? And everything is on the right side of the book, right? And you can just go and let's say you approve of how it looks. You click on approve, okay? And then you wait for it to load again. All right, so this second step, paperback content, is now complete, right? That by far is the longest step, and specifically these two steps are the longest step, okay? Now, it gives you a little summary, tells you how much it's going to cost to print a book when somebody orders it, but there's a cool feature for the author. So save and continue when it says next step is pricing, so you go there. Okay, so, all right, so territories, just leave it unless you're trying to sell it in only one country, which I don't think we are. Primary marketplace is Amazon.com, unless you're watching this in France or Italy or something, then change it. And then you set your own price, and so I only set it on this first line, but minimum is $8.77, max is $250. I just put the minimum, or I just round up, so let's just call it $9. And you can see that if you list it at $9, it costs $5.26 to print, and then you get, this is the royalty rate, you get a 60% royalty, which turns out to be 14 cents. Somehow, so every time you make a sale, you're gonna get 14 cents. But for the purposes of this video, we're only making these for our grandkids and our cousins and our nieces and nephews, right? And in fact, all of this auto-populates, but you don't have to worry about that too much. So now it just says once you hit publish, it can take up to 72 hours for your book to be available for purchase. Until then, it will be in review. It doesn't take 72 hours, but they just say that. But if you're the author, you can request printed proofs of this book, okay? And so they'll send you one for free, and it just has a giant, ugly looking thing that says this is a proof across the entire cover. And you can get that one for free just to see how it looks in person, because it's slightly different than when you get it when you're looking at it online, once the book is published, when it changes to live, okay, after the 72-hour period, you'll be able to order author copies. So for you as the author, you are able to buy them at cost, which is this $5.26 number, okay? If your book is smaller, it will be less. I've seen it be like $3 before. And those are like actual copies without the ugly looking. This is a proof thing on it. So yeah, so after that, you publish your paperback book. You wait for the little time period to pass where they approve it and everything like that. And then next thing you know, you're a published author. All right, so that is how you publish a book on Amazon KDP. All right, guys, so there you have it. Again, that is how you publish a book on Amazon KDP. I hope you found this video informational and very helpful. I know when I first started making them, I did a lot of trial and error to learn all the things that I was teaching you and all the different nuances, so I hope that helped. And if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I'm happy to help you more. And if you know anybody that you think would really enjoy making books for the kids in their lives, or writing their own books for that matter, please consider sharing it with them. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying all the way to the end of this video. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.